Hey guys, NajeeTechPro here from the channel, NajeeTechPro. And special guest interviewing virtual gaming stuff today. Talk about the gaming industry as a whole. My friend DonGamer21. So, is the interview video talk about his point of view of gaming, how he grew up with gaming, what's going on gaming now with the whole mergers, layoffs, all that stuff, and what problem gaming now. So, yeah. Um, Don, introduce yourself to new viewers out there.
First off, I don't know about the layoffs and mergers going on really, but I could tell you about what games I played growing up.
Yeah, bad,
Uh,
bad as well.
yeah, okay, so what's up, guys? I'm DonGamer21. You might know me from a lot of my Final Fantasy 14 videos on YouTube. If you see me, so I got a small 172 subscribers presently. I do a lot of Final Fantasy content. I will play other games from time to time, but I've noticed that my audience seems to gravitate mainly towards Final Fantasy 14, but I am doing playthroughs of Final Fantasy 10 presently. Every week I bring up one video of that. I stream every morning in the early morning hours, East Coast time, between like 3:30 a.m. up until 5 a.m. or maybe earlier, or it depends on when I get up. I don't have any specific schedule, but I stream every morning. So it's glad to meet you.
Now, I have a question for you, Don. How you got involved with gaming? Tell us your part of your story.
Looking too glamorous, really. I wanted to play. I remember first got introduced to video games from my cousin. Not a cousin you've met. He had the Super Nintendo and NES. I played like a Star Wars racing game. It wasn't pod racing. It was before the Star Wars Episode One. It was a Star Wars like kind of like a speeder game, like a top down view. And I played that. I played Super Mario Brothers, Mario, and I think I played something else. But those are the three I was mainly playing. I first introduced it when I was at a sleepover at my cousin's house, and I played for a couple hours, enjoyed it. I really liked it, and later I begged my mom for video games, but at first she didn't want to because she think that's all I would ever do. I wouldn't focus on my studies or in school, but I actually didn't have that problem too much. I focused on my studies a little bit. Yeah, they took a back seat till nighttime, but that was always a thing. But I the first game console I owned was a Game Boy Pocket, uh, Game Boy Pocket Slim, not color, not the Game Boy Color. I had Galaga on there actually, and that was the first game I had. Then later on, I got Pokemon, and just the rest is history.
That's cool.
Those are the first. That's my first introduction to gaming, though. Handheld console. Yeah,
So, so how you
yeah.
got involved with um with your consoles? Like, how did you what's your first game console you had ever? For the handheld console, your first
Well, I told you
device.
my first handheld console was a Nintendo Game Boy Pocket,
That's cool.
Game Boy Pocket Slim. Yeah. Um, it was a line kind of like an aqua green kind of color. Listen, my first console home console was a PlayStation One Slim. Funny, it broke within a week. I don't remember breaking it. I don't think I handled it roughly, or someone in the
Mm.
house did. And I was a kid, so I threw a fit over it. And kind of eventually, my mom got me another one. Oh my god, I was a little kid then. But later, and I wish I never did this. Today, I would never make this decision. I'll sorry if I feel tired. Kind of tired.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
off work
no,
a
I'm
while.
sorry, man.
No, don't pause. I got off work a while ago, and the camera actually makes me look fatter in my face than I actually am.
Dog.
uh, yeah, about maybe 10 more pounds than I actually am. But not the best camera I got. I look terrible. I look my chin is attached to my chin is merged with my neck. That's I don't like this.
Dog,
Okay,
I'm
anyways,
sorry, it's okay.
no, it's fine, it's fine. It's something I'm working on. Anyways, the first after that, I later traded in my uh, my PlayStation one Slim for a Nintendo 64, which I really liked the Nintendo 64. That's why I did it. I played games. I see what games did I play, and I played like some Star Wars pod racing on there. That was great back in the day. That was my favorite game.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of Mario. I didn't really have I personally have a copy of Mario 64, but I did rent it. This is back when like video stores like Blockbuster and stuff would rent out games. I had a lot of games I rented for a while. I didn't really buy them until later. After that, I later got the PlayStation 2. Later on, my first PlayStation 2 was the PlayStation Slim. My favorite game on it was the Dot Hack GU series and Dot Hack games. Shout out to all you Dot Hack guys out there. I know you exist, and you know you exist. No. There's actually a demand. I'm sorry, that's a stupid thing to say. There's a demand for a remaster. People want a remaster or remake of the original trilogy because the original Dot Hack games, like not all of us were able to play the original. And if you knew anything about the original Dot Hack games, the fourth volume there wasn't as many prints, so it was hard to find. You can still find it today, a copy on Amazon, but it's like $300 for a PS2 copy, which is pretty. Which there's a lot of PS2 copy games out there that are pretty kind of expensive, but Dot Hack, those games, which are like the original Sword Art Online, basically trapped in a game
Oh
and die
yeah.
in a game, die for real kind of thing.
Or Tron.
Or
Kind of Tron,
no, not
right?
like I've never watched Tron. I mean,
Or the
are you talking
arcade
about the?
game. Or arcade game Tron be the same thing where you go into the world, go to the grid into
Yeah,
the
I know what Tron.
computer.
I know what Tron is, but I don't know if I wouldn't say the story is the same. This is more of a like characters play a game, and then they get killed by a rogue AI or something, the monster character, and they end up comatose when their mind is trapped inside their character. Like Dot Hack Sign, the anime was like that. The character was a girl is trapped in her character Sukasa, a wave master, which is actually the funny thing. The animes like Dot Sign plays in the original Dot games. Dot Hack Roots sorta kind of plays into Dot Hack GU. Took place after the events of Dot Hack, several years after in a new version of the World game, which is in the plot. And funny enough, so the company, I think the studio that works on the games are called CyberConnect. What's funny, they insert themselves in the game's story lore. The game that's making people comatose in the story is run by a company also called CyberConnect, and they're like the evil company that's keeping the secret of what's really happening inside their game a secret from the public, right? So it's kind of like an insert of their actual name into the game as the villain, you know?
Yeah.
That it was actually that's a pretty that's what I remember it being. I might be wrong. So um, later after the PS2, I got the PS3. The first game on the PS3 was Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Man, eradicating Wookiees in the first level as Darth Vader. Dang. Oh,
Tell us
like
that story about your Star Wars connection to the video game side of Star Wars.
I'm not really a hardcore Star Wars fan. I like some things Star Wars. Like I like the Mandalorian, but I don't have a game of the Mandalorian. I'm not sure there is a game with a
No,
movie
but
of the
never
Mandalorian.
was, because we got a Boba Fett game for PS2. Just coming on
Yeah,
that.
I just remember I remember I played Star Wars Rogue Squadron 1 and 2. 2 was fun. And honestly, after a while, I used cheat codes to unlock the other ships, right? Because
Yeah.
I wanted the other ships, but I had no patience. I just did that, and I unlocked a number of ships here. Sometimes on older games, I would play around cheat codes to see what I could do with the game. That's kind of fun just to dick around, you know. Really fun stuff. Let's see. I also played Sequidin series, Sequidin 3, but I never finished that. Maybe I should go back and play it again. It had like multiple story routes with different character perspectives that you would bounce back and forth between and storylines. Some of the story was pretty dark, like some of the stuff that happened. Like there's one village where she went through that keeps the barrier up, but how they keep the barrier up is by sacrificing residents of the village. Sometimes they go through a ceremony that be it's was pretty sad actually. It's in the story. Been years since I played it. Let's see. I played some of the Tales games. Tales of Berseria, I'm still playing through that. I played that on my PC. Tales of Astera Beat, which I understand the hate. I understand why people don't like it, but all in all, I like the story. I just, Alicia was one of my favorite characters, and they kind of bait and switched her. That is a PS4 to PS5. It's on some PS4 and on PC. That was a good Tales game. That wasn't growing up. That was more recent years. But I played. I played the. I never beat this one. I never beat a. I started having a problem not being able to beat a lot of games or losing interest. Like games like Dragon Quest. What's it called? Dragon Quest? I think it's called Dragon Quest or something. It's Journey to the Cursed King. That was on the PS2. Uh, I think I don't never beat that. I almost beat that. And there was this favorite part I had that I loved in the game, really interesting mechanic, where you had to go to this other realm, but to access it, you had to go up on the mountain at a certain time, and you wait for the sunlight to hit the old remains of a door or window that were kind of sitting up on the mountaintop, and the shadow would be cast against the wall. I think it would be cast against the wall, and a door would appear from the moonlight from the shadow. It was, and you could access it from multiple different locations too, like even the castle where your characters in the beginning of the game fled from. Once you travel back there later in the game, really, really cool. I like that. That was interesting. They're really creative right there. So okay, what else do you want to say, Najee?
Okay. So how you got involved with the online gaming part, the online gaming, the emulators, the importing of games, all that stuff.
I don't play a lot of emulators. I don't import a lot of games. I don't really have any game imports really. Uh,
Okay.
but how I did get into online gaming was on the PS3. That was when I first started playing games online.
Oh, what is our?
The first game I played online would probably have to be White Knight Chronicles, the White Knight Chronicles 1 and 2. Like, that's when I first started playing online. I love that game. I wish they never shut down the servers like they did, but they did. And there was drama going on in the game, just crap. Maybe that's why they shut it off, but kept the Japanese servers up. We had unreleased, there was stuff that was locked in the disc. It was blood BS, but when you go past all that, the game was amazing. And a lot of what you could do was progress with made online. You could do it offline, but it just took a lot longer. And some things you just couldn't get like the same missions. It was
If
fun,
we
really fun.
if we were got fan servers, we play again.
There might be fan servers. There might be some private servers. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I'm not sure if they exist now, but it was as far as I know, it was a console exclusive. So I'm not even sure. I'm not sure. I would definitely jump on it if there's one Chronicles private servers. I would jump on that in a heartbeat. And for a PS3 game for its time, it looked good. The picture, the visuals were peak. They were like the greatest. If you look it up, you'll understand it. Like I had old screenshots. I don't know where they're somewhere on my social media. But it was another game I played. Uh, I played what was it MMO? It was an MMO for kids, but it was the first MMO I played. I didn't play it as a kid. It just was the only game I had on console at the time that was technically an online game. Or MMO. What's it called? Not Free Realms. Was it Free Realms? It might have been Free Realms. I don't know. I played that a little bit. It was okay. It was. I was. I was the only game I could play online on PS3. There wasn't many games that had like an online MMOs. Then later I played DC Universe for years. Then after I got bored of DC Universe, I had years of playing. By the way, DC Universe is one of the best features I knew.
It's
So
still
every
going
time
on
you got to see the
Tuesday.
huh?
Still going on Tuesday. It's still online.
What is?
DC was online still online today.
I know it's still online today. It's
Yeah.
still active. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So DC Universe, they had a cool system called the Styles tab, and every time you got a piece of gear, you would get that style immediately, and it would be added to the Styles tab. So there was no limit to what pieces of style and art, game gear design that you can mix and match and combine with each other. I Final Fantasy there's a 14 there's a glamour system, but unfortunately there's some limitations. Certain gear you cannot equip to a certain glamour styles you cannot equip to a different class. They have to be locked. They're locked into whatever the gear was meant for on that class. So if for those that know Final Fantasy 14, you know what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say. Basically, if you get Reaper gear, you turn into a glam. It can only be used on a Reaper class as a glam. A glam is basically a style. It's a cosmetic. You turn the gear into, convert it into. So basically, you can't like use say Reaper design styles on a white mage. or a black mage or whatever. You know, it has to be it's locked down to specific, or if it's multiple classes, then you can use it on others. But specifically, there's more limitations, and I wish I wish it would be a lot more interesting if people could like mix and match the this universe, but apparently they don't want to do that. So I'm not sure if that is maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know. I know a lot of companies could do their own flavor of how they implement something. I think another thing they call is I think another word for it, other than WoW they call it transmog. I think
Oh,
I which is like a I think another name for like a style tab or using different gear designs for different classes that are purely cosmetic. So there's that. But the first game was probably had to be White Knight Chronicles 2 on the PS3, and that's when I first got into playing online. I was a little nervous online. I didn't trust people really. It took me a while, years to kind of gravitate to more people. I had a friend I called Snow. On there was one of my first people I've ever met. He disappeared, but the friends I still made that I still have today from those days are that I'm actively talking to are probably Brimstone and Course Crunch, and those are the two I've been friends with the longest, and still hang out to this day with.
yeah.
Najee, you know who those are.
Yeah, I know.
I've been with them. I've been since my teen years. Or since I'm like 19 to 20, or like maybe further back. I've known them. Like I've known them for a long time.
Before you met me, when you met you
Yeah,
were so.
I met you in a you met me at a tea shop. But yeah, yeah, that's kind of was my first introduction on the game on the PlayStation 3 online game White Knight Chronicles 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how you got involved with cheat codes back in the day? Kind of like cheat code with something different?
PS3 didn't really, as I recall, I don't think there's really much things you could do. Well, some games, if they had official, like Saints Row, the Saints Row games back on the early generation, earlier consoles like PS3, PS4, you could probably use not the remake. Forget the remake. That's trash. You
I
could
know.
use like official cheat codes, and but they were part of the. They were kind of officially part of the system in a more established way. There was a whole menu for them, official menu. It was okay to use them. I mean, you can use them in other games too, but some required you to kind of some older devices required you a third party hardware to kind of almost hack the game, like the Game Sharks or something. I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess I
That
used the I
GameStop was back in the
yeah
SNES, NES, or 64
yeah
era,
like
like
they sold them at Toys R Us, dude. Like they had
back
them
in the
there.
day.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's a story for another time though. But I remember back on the I remember on some of the some of the Spider-Man games I played, there was some cheap um on on. Someone just messaged me. Sorry.
It was okay.
Oh.
Sorry guys, just introduction, so be the wait and see. But edit that out on YouTube probably.
Yeah. Did you get the call? Did you get the ring?
No.
No, that was on my end. Sorry, someone was calling me. Um, um, yeah, that was my first introduction. That was that. So what else did you want to say?
Okay. So how you got involved with WAN parties on PC?
I didn't play LAN parties on PC.
Okay, so no,
I
no,
didn't play
forget,
I didn't play LAN parties at all.
forget about my save. I touched it. Did you on there? But sorry, how you okay? So how do you between GameStop watch parts with GameStop and Best Buy back then until now?
Well, I mean, I remember I exchanged a bunch of games, Sonic Heroes, several other games for a copy of Final Fantasy 12 on the PlayStation 2 back in the day. This is back when they would accept game exchanges to knock down the price for an existing game on sale
Okay,
of your choice.
I
And this is
remember that day.
I'm probably one of the reasons they stopped doing that.
Yeah,
Or at least I'm an example of the reason they probably stopped doing that because they lost more money because people would exchange. So I exchanged so many. The game was $50, and I ended up exchanging probably 5 games and knock it down to $5
oh
or
my
two
god,
dollars. I got
that was
good
a
game.
good
Yeah, yeah,
deal.
yeah.
That's a good.
Not for them, but for me.
money, money, money.
That's a jerk. I'm a jerk.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, I did that, but yeah, so that's what happened. Yeah, so that's kind of what I kind of took full advantage of that situation. Like, oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I tried to knock it down even more. My dad's like, no, Phil, stop. They won't get any money for it then. I tried to knock it down to zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you still got PS5, you got PS4, you got which one Xbox, you got GameCube, you got PS2.
Hmm.
How did you use those consoles back then?
Well, to be fair, most of my consoles up until at least up until the PS4, my parents had to buy for me because I didn't.
Which one
They're,
Xbox? Wait, Xbox 360 console.
oh, easy, one thing at a time. So the Xbox One, the original Xbox I had, I ended up getting was gotten from me. I forget how I ended up getting it. I think someone gave it to me as a gift. That I played games like Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 on the original, not the
Xbox
Battlefield carbon copy skin of like
EA.
Star Wars on top. Yeah, not the EA. Yeah. Well, I think there. I was EA back then, but I think it was no. Was it EA back then, or was it no? It was LucasArts or something like that. I played those, and um, I played a lot of that, and then later got the 360. And by the way, the 360 was backwards compatible with original games. I played games like Halo. I played Halo 2 first, then I later got Halo 1. Then played Halo 3, I played Halo 4, and I got the collection of Halo games, the Master Chief Collection on my PC presently. That's the Master Chief Collection, which is available on Steam. Uh, I didn't play Halo 5, not yet. People are saying I'm probably not missing anything, but I kind of want to complete the story. And I played Halo Infinite online, but I haven't played the story for Halo Infinite. I heard it was pretty bad though. Uh,
Yeah. Now, what
yeah.
about your other consoles? How you got those? What's just being those?
PS4 I bought with a job I had at the time, part of like a janitorial team. I and this is what they was to do with the PS5, but they didn't. The PS4, I what's it called? I reserved a copy and then paid it off as the months went by. And then when the release night came, after work, I went there. I went to my job. I went to GameStop, waited in line in the cold, and finally got my PS4. Then took a cab ride home, tried to play it that night, but the servers were overloaded by people trying to all get on the network at once. Then there was a day one patch. Then I was able to get on. Now back then, at first you couldn't really, unless you had a certain kind of splitter or a certain way able to do it, you weren't able to record with a capture card. You had to use a native software on the PlayStation 4, but later they added the thing to remove and turn off and on the HTTP. The PS5 has the same feature. So there's a different workaround for that these days. But that's what I first played PS4, and the first game I had was Killzone Shadowfall on the PS4. And I
Okay.
also had, I think I later got a copy of Need for Speed Rivals, which was pretty fun.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Now, what about your other consoles, like the 360 or the you have other
Well, the
consoles play?
360, the 360, I mainly played games that. Well, I played Infinite Undiscovery, but I never beat that. But I would go back and play that. I want to play it again. It just was a JRPG, not very well known, but pretty beautiful looking game. I wasn't. I was really half-assed about it.
Hmm.
I was playing that quad four wheel racing game that Disney apparently worked on. I think, or not Disney, or some company. No, Disney apparently worked on it. Was I'm not sure it was owned by Disney, but they worked on this. It was a pretty fun like motorsports kind of game.
Yeah. Now, how do you I kind of forget, but how did you try PC gaming with PC? Wait, what's that? The PC gaming landscape.
I first tried it on Steam. I didn't really do it on my MacBook because I didn't like the controls. But my first PC, gaming PC, official gaming PC, had a was a iBuy Power with a GTX 770
Wow.
graphics card by MSI. I had a ASRock motherboard, 4 RAM slots for DDR3 RAM at the time. I had a third gener was a fourth generation i7 or third generation or second generation i7. I don't remember exactly. An i7 processor with native was it came installed with Windows 8. Blah, I know, right? But that's what it had. It had a CD disk drive, a CD drive for DVDs and game discs. I got first game I played on it was I think would have to be uh what's it called what's that game? It brought wall running to a lot of games. Like it was a mech game.
Titanfall.
What? Titanfall. Titanfall. There it is. I played Titanfall on there. I played some MMOs. I played a little bit some online games that were kind of like run at the time. Later on, though, the 770 broke down. I had to get a JTX 1660. Had that for a while, and now I have a new gaming PC, which is pretty good. DDR4. I'm not gonna get into that. We didn't ask about my current one, but um, it was a red Phantom case. It was a pre-built liquid cooling. Um, it was pretty good for its first time. It lasted a while. It was pretty good. And I had it up until I moved to this place, and later my cousin built me a whole new PC with the parts him and Steven picked out, and that would work with my budget. And yeah, yeah.
That's good. And what about um how did for you? Okay, I'm just tuning right now. How did you like about the Steam Deck when you first picked it up? When I streamed my Steam Deck back then, what remember? I see my Steam Deck and with the speeds was something different
No, I
besides
know what the thing. I know. I saw it. Yeah, it was nice. I like how personally, like I don't have any plans in the near future to get a Steam Deck. I'm wanting to work more on adding new features and stuff to my PC before that, whatever else I got to do or whatever my priorities are. I got other things I got to work on right now, so I'm not really in the market for looking for a Steam Deck presently. And some of the Steam Deck's limitation when it comes to anti-cheat might make it me unable to play most, if not all, of my games.
with your Proton and also Linux and all that stuff and
I
anti-cheat and
wouldn't be
stuff.
anything that uses anti-cheat. So, for instance, I probably can't really unless they could get around like Halo. Apparently, is difficult to play on it. A lot
It,
of different
it,
versions of Halo.
it can work on Halo.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you could play
Final
Halo 2,
Fantasy
but
and Final
remember you
Fantasy.
couldn't. Yeah, but if it's online feature uses an anti cheat, then it can't. You know,
Yeah, not all of them, depending on the
like for
game.
instance, I'm not saying I played Destiny a lot, but I couldn't play Destiny on the. They ban accounts for using Destiny on there for
If
some
you
reason.
don't, if you get Windows on the Steam Deck, it'll be something else. But
Well, yeah, it's stupid. It's
yeah.
dumbest thing in the world.
And
So
and that new Xbox handheld that's coming out a lot more my cast now
I am
because
interested in the ROG Ally Xbox, but honestly, the price point is way beyond
I
my
know, as
ability.
I said, when
The price it was
it's
like
so much money.
$1,000.
Yeah,
It's like yeah, I sorry, I'm turned away by that price point. Nah, nah, I'm not gonna break. I'm not. No. I, some of these new consoles, they're good, but they have no. They're putting them at a. The benefit to a console was to be able to get into a gaming get into video games in an affordable way. So basically, if you don't know what I looked at about the PS2, the reason why the PS2 sold like hotcakes so much is at the time, this is when they released the DVD player, right? And a lot of people wanted one, but the prices of DVD players or the disc players were just too expensive at the time. But the PS2 at a whopping $200 at launch had a built-in just had to play DVDs also. So it was appealing to a wider audience. And that low price made a much lower barrier for entry. These new game consoles, they have a lot of power to them, but the barrier of entry is higher now because the price points are too high. And sometimes a lot of times the price points are too high for what's really in there. You get a gaming PC, a mid to low maybe play most games, at a much more reasonable price. Like that's kind of what the benefit of PC gaming now. Like it's like the consoles are it's good in ways, a lot of ways, but the barrier to entry is getting higher and higher, and now devices, games, and consoles that have been out for years are still at a high price. And like, why is the PS5 price going up when it's been out almost as many years as it said? Not to mention, like some of the like kind of following up for Nintendo, where their games aren't dropping in prices when they've been out for a while. So there's not really a financial benefit to getting the barrier to entry and the financial benefit to purchasing a new console is slowly, if not or maybe quickly, disappearing. So it was the barrier of entry and the price point which made it so appealing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now that's kind of shrinking, and now we're getting more inflated prices with the console.
The
And no, what
parts,
people,
with the parts now, we get them China, so the parts how to build, like, not that easy
I mean,
anymore, because, we'll get the
well, the thing is,
manufacturing.
like, it's getting difficult, and I'm not gonna get into political thing, but I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it's just
know.
tariffs. It ain't just tariffs. That's a cop out. That's no. It's more than that. Like,
Yeah,
this is like I think some of it's, I think honestly some of it's just greed. Like
yeah,
they're really realizing that their audience will pay if. Here's another reason. I think. Well, not sorry, I thought I heard something.
yeah.
So maybe this is a bad take. I might be wrong, but with all the people that were willing to pay over $500, $700 from a scalper,
Yeah, and so it's just,
from a price scalper to pay that much money means they're willing to pay that same bank, that same amount from an official retailer.
hmm,
Okay?
yeah,
And it's weird. This is just a theory. I think it just popped in my head just now. I might be wrong. It was weird how the scalpers knew about the how about all the PlayStation sales that would go up before the rest of us did when they announced it on the Game Awards, right? Um, we found out the day and the day before we can even the second they had the pre-orders already up. The second they went live instantly. How did they know that? Was that a leak from the inside done by some third party, or was the company do that on purpose to kind of see, if if these scalp, maybe I'm wrong, but what if that was deliberately done on purpose to test the waters to see if people would be willing to buy those inflated prices from scalpers that would buy them in droves to see, okay, see people are desperate enough for this device, maybe they'd be willing to pay 600, 700, 800,000. I might be wrong. This is probably a really bad take. It's an uneducated take. I'm just giving a guess here. This is my thoughts. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my own words. But I almost think that what if that was done by design to test the market to see if people would be willing to pay over the amount, over a certain amount for hardware? You know, like the kind of way they'll kind of
yeah.
up the prices up to where like, oh, okay, so they'll buy it anyway. Okay, so kind of testing the market to make it seem like it was an accident. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know how that information got out there, how the scalpers knew. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe someone knows. I don't know. Please tell me if you know. If
Yeah,
someone out there in the
please
internet
tell
knows,
us.
please tell me how they knew about that. It's really sus. It's just
And
saying.
it's just weird that game when it's came out, all these mergers, layoffs, and the whole landscape of the economy and such now these days. And yeah, I'm just, it's not getting even better or worse. I don't know. With gaming, if you got, if it's triple A, double A, indie, because indie's still going with animation anyway, because not to retail, gaming is retail, but indie is something else. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but I'm just saying right now, um, like I said, I am so happy with my Steam Deck. I am so happy with my Steam Deck because when I saw first announcement at Valve with Gabe Newell, I was saying to myself, yeah, I'll use my Steam Bucks to pre-order that console for me till later, just yeah, and not get
Yeah.
scalpers, like they did already since they first announced the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole different story I would not want to talk about, but per life. And yeah, there's too much gaming handhelds now. Too much PC gaming handhelds. Too much. Oh,
There's
these
too
days.
much, but it's definitely the Steam Deck that kind of like boosted that popularity to make people want to make their own companies make their own versions of Steam Deck in a way. not the Steam Deck, but like other
Windows
handhelds.
or WinX or
Handheld. The operating system aside, they wanted to make their own handhelds. Like, what was it, like a ROG Ally made the ROG made theirs.
Windows
I know
11.
it uses I know. I know. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So ROG. There's Lenovo. I think made one too.
There's
Motorola.
MSI.
That's MSI.
Yeah,
Okay.
MSI got one as well.
hmm
I bet HP supposed to make one as well. HP supposed to make a handheld coming soon for
hmm
the PC gaming landscape for the handheld market.
hmm
So yeah,
I know. Supposedly there's a rumor Sony's making a
PS5,
handheld of their.
yeah, VR, PS6 handheld. It's too
Yeah.
much, man. It's too much. Man, it's gonna be all bunch of
I don't know.
game
I don't know how
gaming.
they're gonna compete. I don't know how they're gonna compete with ROG
Switch
and all those
2.
others.
Nintendo didn't work because that's Switch 2.
Well, competing with the popular Switch 2 might not be that hard.
Yeah.
Switch 2's popularity has tanked pretty badly since its release because of how it,
The game key
some of
cards.
yeah, the restrictions and stuff like that. Um, well, we'll see how that goes. Sony might
Yeah.
have Switch 2 beat, but that doesn't mean they have Switch 1 beat.
Yeah.
Um, just
Now,
being real.
now, before I go, yeah, not before I'll be talking to you after this, but before we end
I have to
this,
go. I have to go after this.
yeah,
I have to go after this. So,
yeah, I know.
well,
But before I go, um, what's your thoughts on anybody? If you have a message for everybody who can try, with gaming and fight or still doing gaming, but we don't know if you want to do gaming more because the whole landscape now, everything's going on with the world, with layoffs, mergers, gaming. People to play video games today or
the layoffs in the game industry don't really have anything to do with people wanting to play video games, Naji.
I know.
That's just a company. There's people that work on it.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want the whole a message for anybody who wants to try video games or still play video games today. Can they be able to, you know, just
I'll say
interest?
something. I'll say something about this. So a lot of video games, RPGs, some not all of them, but like there's a lot of video games out there that have really good storylines. I would say better than most movies, or at least was. I mean, recent. Well, they're pretty good. I don't know. I don't have any particular record. I would say try the Final Fantasy series. Some of the Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 16. If you like something complete online social and experience, some long playing game, I would say 14. Or if you want to play 11, if you want more of a challenge, if you want to play Final Fantasy 10 is a good classic TPS2 RPG. You can play the remaster if you want, or whatever version you really feel like. If you have a PS2, play the classic if you can find it. Star Ocean are pretty games, but they're not for everyone. Yeah, the Tales series are pretty good, fun. I would say the stories and characters in a lot of those games are pretty good. So I recommend but maybe that gets you actually I would recommend this. I would recommend getting to something kind of challenging, or if you want to just do something casual, maybe like a Switch game or something like Nintendo kind of related, like something like Pokemon or something,
Yeah,
something that casual, not really that deep and kind of gets test the waters a little bit.
yeah,
If you have a PC, chances are there's some games you could play. It doesn't really matter. It's just
yeah. Oh,
find
yes.
something on Steam that you could be able to play on your Windows PC or Mac, depending if
Do-
it could run. I'm not talking
yeah,
about high end in there, Najee. I'm talking about something basic, like I don't know, like classic, just some like I don't know, like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles side
Striven.
scroller beat up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my advice for you guys, 2011 was great day of gaming. Try Skyrim. That game is so good. Single player, open world. I still play it Tuesday. Role playing game. Go first person, third person, camera movement, angles. Customize the character. Mostly single player, but Todd Howard was a great innovator for that game back then. Tuesday Other Schools for that fifth entry back in 2011.
Mhm.
So yeah, fucking play it. And yeah, You get on Steam for $1 whatever, on Steam sale whatever, because it's a great game. If you get the remaster or the virtual game, it's available. Play a game at both settings on your PC or Steam Deck, and yeah. So that's a pro. But the likes to comment, subscribe. Follow DonGamer21 on YouTube. Follow him on Twitch as well. Probably just follow on YouTube. Cause Twitch is, Twitch. He doesn't use Twitch anymore.
I don't use Twitch
Or,
anymore. I
or
have my account there, but I do not use it.
I know, me either. But I follow him on YouTube mostly because he does mostly Final Fantasy videos and other content as well. So yeah, just follow him and also follow me on YouTube and
All right, now it's all right, Naj. You don't have to keep selling me forward. I get it.
I know, but listen, I have to go for minutes because